Alrighty, here we go. Hello and welcome back to another edition of How Not to Code with General Buckles. If you're watching this on playback, yes, the title is a little suggestive and controversial. Code like a pro is it should have been, maybe I should change it to Code like the pros, because there's just some methodology that we're going to get into that you'll see what I mean by that. So just to recap, if you didn't see the last one, I have zero experience with Python or any kind of coding, and decided to try it out because I was doing some research. I just fell down a rabbit hole, right? And I've been using AI to basically write Python code, and then I try and understand it, break it, make it work. Because I have a larger project of like building my own sort of, AI assistant, kind of like Jarvis from Iron Man or something, so, full service type thing. And, I don't, there should be a turnkey product like in that movie Her, which I never saw, but, still you just have your own personal assistant. I feel like that turnkey product doesn't exist. If it does, it's all cloud-based, right? I'd prefer something local, like maybe build my own machine and it just lives here. Is that possible? I think so. Anyway, so I'm just kind of learning as I go and whatnot. So if you have experience with Python and coding and all of that, this is going to be idiotic to you. If you have no experience and you want to learn something or fool around with it a little bit, that's kind of what I'm going through here. Is I'm walking people through the steps of, kind of the idiot's guide to, coding with a crutch. So just to recap, let's start from the beginning here. What you're going to need, obviously, go to python.org, download yourself a copy of Python. Then you don't need, but you're going to want some kind of editor interface. I use something called VS Code or Visual Studio Code. It looks like that, which it shouldn't be over there. That's kind of weird. How did that get moved? I do not know. Sorry, give me just a second here. There we go. That's what it looks like. So, and you obviously can get it for all different platforms right here. If you want to learn something about it from actual experts, not me, I highly recommend this scientist here. She's got a great way of conveying information and breaking it down, kind of compiling years of experience into easily consumable snippets, teaching you how to code or how to master something the way she wishes she would have if she knew everything she knew and was starting all over. I like that approach, chiefly because she put this together. This map walks you through all the steps of kind of mastering Python, and you can go step by step and then work your way at your comfort level in little snippets. I just think that's really cool. So last time we did this, we were using ChatGPT to write a little Python program. A viewer suggested something. I was taking suggestions from the audience. So if you have thoughts and suggestions, please feel free to hop in there. And if you want to, give me shit for my approach to this, by all means, please do. I know this is not any kind of real or official path to coding. This is more just kind of being, a hobbyist of sorts. So we were building an app. It was a little to-do list, and I'll go ahead and pull that up real quick. There we go. And this is just something that we had ChatGPT draft, and then we started making edits, right? We started adding to it, changing the GUI, the graphic user interface there a little bit, stuff like that, and trying to customize it to our needs. Where can we take it? In my journey, I was dealing with a lot of this. You see here, these are a lot of different versions, right? Keeping track of versions. I didn't want to, I was making little changes here and there, and I noticed that like if I made too many changes at once, something would break. And you see this red one here, that version was broke, and it, I needed to roll back and go to a different one. And once you get a project that's large enough and you have a lot of different files involved, it can get a little out of control. So we're just going to pick up where we left off and continue working on this app. And where we're going to take it is the next level that I am kind of embroiled in at the moment, which is something you'll get if you have ChatGPT Plus, which is something I broke down, and they offered me a 50% discount for 3 months. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I found out they have all these different, what they call GPTs. Some of them are by ChatGPT. Some of them are not. So obviously you see the ones here are by them, but then if you look down here, you can't, that right there is by somebody else. It looks like people are customizing the models for their own purposes. Kind of cool. But then I noticed this over here, Codex. Oh, you can't see it. Shoot. Anyway, on the left bar there is something called Codex. Codex is a code-centric model that is specifically, it appears to be, and I think by their description, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at their description. Delegate tasks to a software engineering agent in the cloud. Codex is a cloud-based software engineering agent used to fix bugs, review code, do refactors? Don't know. Fix pieces of code in response to user feedback. It's powered by a version of OpenAI 03. I do not understand these version things. We believe in the future where developers drive the work they want to own. Okay. Codex versus Codex CLI. These docs cover Codex cloud-based agent. You can find in your browser, open source CLI agent you can run locally in your terminal. Oh, interesting. I could download this myself if I wanted to. Look at that. Huh. I'm not gonna, because I don't have the compute power for that. But yeah. It's interesting. So the way Codex works is it connects to your GitHub, whole new beast for me. And it looks at your entire code base, analyzes all of it, and proposes fixes and tells you where you might have gone wrong and stuff like that. But then how it shows you that and how it implements those changes is what was really interesting to me. Because, and all honesty, I had this AI agent project that I'm working on, this thing, it got out of control. It's just way too many files, and I was getting worried about different versions, and I've heard of GitHub, and I didn't really understand it. I thought it was just kind of like the sort of repository where people, share coding stuff, which is true. But it's so much more than that, and we'll get into that. I do have a link on how to do, if you want to have a project and upload it to GitHub and work on it from there using something like Codex. And I don't know if any other system does what Codex does. I'm sure there are others, but this is kind of idiot proof and I love it. let me show you. Let's take a look at this here. Fixing typos in my, oh, nope, we're not going to do that one. Let's go here. So this is just a situation where I asked Codex to add features to this app that didn't exist. And I said, it needs to be able to do this, it needs to be able to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And it wrote the necessary code. And then you see here, it shows me where it needs to go, the specific lines of code that are going to be inserted. And then the red one right there, that's a line that's going to be deleted. I'm like, okay, so I could manually like copy and paste those lines and put them in to my code and then delete the red line, right? Because it gives me even the line number and before and after line numbers. Notice that, because it knows what, if it's adding 3 lines, it's going to, things are going to shift. It very detailed. You could do that. What's really neat is there's also an option it will just give you a instruction that you can then drop in your terminal down here, and it will make all the changes for you. Whatever changes you see here will automatically get made in your code based on the the instructions that it espouses here. So for somebody who has no idea what they're doing and would need a couple hours to figure out what they just broke, that's actually pretty handy. So, and I'm going to demonstrate all of this. We're going to take our little to-do app, import it into GitHub, and then link it with Codex, and then let Codex kind of work its magic. The interesting thing about Codex that isn't exactly surprising, it's not as sort of conversational or contextually smart as regular ChatGPT. So while you might ask a question and it might be able to discern the intent of what you want, you might describe something with a little bit more, kind of vague concept, and it will figure out what what you mean by that. Codex needs very specific instructions and outcomes. It can't really discern, like, I want my app to be able to do this. It's like, no, give it, like, I need my app to tell the time, calculate, time relative to today's date, things like that. And even give it example question and answers of what you want it to be able to do. I was asking ChatGPT, like, hey, how good is Codex at kind of inferring the meaning of things? It's like, nope, it needs to be relatively literal. So that's good to know. I'm happy to hear that. Quick, let me just say hello to everybody. Well, we have to test the chat. If you are watching, say hello. And if you're just joining us, we are cheating at learning how to code. This is more like I know the title says code like a pro. It's more like use the tools pro coders would use to cheat your way into learning a little bit about coding. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at GitHub. I don't know if you've ever been to GitHub. If you've ever downloaded some sort of open source software, you may have found it on GitHub, and you have all your little projects called repositories you can put there. I've got my big one called Winston. This is the AI agent I'm trying to build, our local AI assistant project. And this is all the stuff it pulled off my computer and put here. There's a lot that goes into that. What we're going to do tonight, not nearly as heavy on all the different files. And this is where, GitHub really excels or becomes useful, because if you make a change in, let's say, in Codex, here we go. So this, notice here, this is one file that needed some changes, right? This is a whole nother file right here that additional changes are happening to. So now I'm making changes in multiple files. So if I need to roll back a mistake, like, or it didn't work the way I wanted to, and I needed to roll it back before I was using Codex or GitHub and all that, I would have to manually go back and, you know, delete either lines of code, or I would have had to have saved multiple versions, kind of like how you see here, where I've got multiple versions of the same thing, and just go, I'm going to go back and use that one. And that is fine for a single app that uses a single, you know, Python script. But when you get into something like you see there with, you know, the Project Winston thing, it is a ridiculous amount of related scripts and codes that talk to each other. And it was just getting out of control for me. So let's back it all the way up, and we'll go back to our to-do app, which is right here. And actually, I think I have a separate version of it. Let's go ahead and go to open folder. We're calling it total, T-O-D-O-L. All right, so this is the script. It is only 159 lines of code. Okay. And it has something that we added. I'm pretty sure I added it during the last stream. A JSON file right there. That is like a save file, essentially, so that when you add stuff to your to-do list and then you close the app, it saves that information somewhere. So for instance here, our first to-do item is make this app better. Now our to-do items for tonight are upload to-do project to GitHub. Interesting. Enter does not work. Actually, I have to hit add task. That's something we can fix. And then what else are we going to do? We are going to improve app using Codex, the system from OpenAI that we were just talking about. So those are our tasks for this evening. Let's go ahead and get started. So how do we take our project that's on our computer that's just, in this case, 2 little files? It's one folder, 2 little files, the save JSON file and the actual script itself for the app. And then, customize icon. Something that I think is a lot of fun, that I think really, it's not important at all, but it adds a little flair that I think a lot of people would like to have when they're taking the time to learn this stuff. You can actually customize that little icon right there. And let's go ahead and do that first. All right, so what did I do? Oh, we're not even going to talk about that. I fed it a picture of me, and this is what it made. I don't know if you've ever seen Network Chuck, but it looks like I'm trying to rip off him. this photo somehow here got turned into this photo here, and that's just I would never wear that much crap on my wrist or fingers, but whatever. Okay, so back to what we're actually here for. Icons. So I like this one. So we're going to download that. I do want to edit it just to tighten it up. You good? We all good? Okay. If it's going to be an icon, I don't need all this black area around it. We're going to go square. There we go. Nice. Okay. All right. Save options. Save as a copy. Let's weird. There we go. Save it to, we're going to go with icon to do, or Toto. Let's call it icon Toto. All right. So what we need to do with this icon or this thing is we need to convert it to an ICO, .ico. So .ico converter. And we'll just go to this one here, free convert. Convert now. It's going to make me watch a weird ad or something. Lots of crappy ads on the screen, that's for sure. All right. Download, save to device. Boom, and done. All right, so that ICO has been added. So now we need to add that ICO file to our folder here where we have our actual script and the JSON file. Downloads, copy. Oops. Going in here. There we go. And paste. All right, so now we have everything that we want incorporated with our app. Let's move on to the next phase, which is uploading this project to GitHub, and then we'll connect it to Codex. All right. So how to upload it to GitHub? I went ahead and just asked ChatGPT, give me a detailed list of instructions, and then I actually shared a link to these instructions. It's in the description of this video. Feel free to check that out if you decide you need something along these lines. So get a GitHub account and then install something called Git. Don't break your brain trying to figure it out, or if you don't know, just install it. It's legit. But it processes things on behalf of GitHub, or at least how GitHub needs it to processed. Especially when you're if you're making changes on your computer and you need to upload those changes to GitHub, it's sort of the tool that does that pushing and pulling. And then, of course, you need your Python program folder, which is the folder that we have here with our 3 files in it. Step 1, create a repository on GitHub. All right, so let's assume I've done all these things here, which I have. step one, create a repository on GitHub. So let's go ahead and go to mine. I decided to be extremely transparent and name myself Noob City 99 on GitHub. Is this a social media platform? Can you make friends? If you can, friend me on here. All right. We need to make a, let's go repositories. We need to make a new one. This one's going to be called Total, because that's the name of our app. Description, basic to-do app that we want to make better. Visibility, I'm going to make it public. So I don't know if that's dangerous or not. Don't add a README is the instructions that we get from here. I'm pretty sure it says new repository, fill in the name, description, choose public or private. Do not check any boxes. Don't include with README, git ignore, license yet. Notice it says yet. That means we can revisit that. And then click create repository. Let's do that. So blah, 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 create repository. Boom. And what's really great about GitHub is you notice here, there's also instructions for you to proceed as well. So you've got obviously the instructions that I'm providing here, but you have this also. So there you go. Hello, viewers. If you were just joining us, we are learning code the wrong way. And tonight exploring the Codex feature from OpenAI. They have a cloud-based software engineering agent that they've released, and it actually connects to your GitHub and helps you update and manage your project, make these massive changes very efficiently, and vets your code and stuff like that. It's for somebody who doesn't know squat about coding. I've been playing with it for like 2 weeks now. It's pretty impressive. All right, so we're going to need this later, but let's move on to the next step in our instruction list here. All right, step 2, open a terminal or command prompt, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to go to your project folder, wherever that project folder is, using the CD line. Once you've made it all the way to your app, you need to then turn it into a Git project. So that's Git initiate or initialize init. I'm pretty sure what that's short for. Then you add your files to Git, make your first commit, and committing and pushing and pulling. I'm not really understanding it. At least the nuance between those 3 actions, because you'll be doing a lot of those things. Step 7, connect to your GitHub repository. Go back to GitHub page you left open. You'll see a box titled or push an existing repository from the command line. It gives you 2 lines like this. Copy and paste those 2 lines into your terminal. Okay, and then you're going to have to replace. This is where it gets kind of annoying, because it's giving you like code instructions, but then you need to put in your specific file stuff. Like this is the address to your new repository you just made that you copy from right here. Paste that into your terminal. Push, which is upload, right? So what's commit versus push? That I guess commit is like setting aside, packing it up, like you're getting ready to put it in the mail, and then pushing it's actually putting it in the mail. Is that a good layman's analogy? So let's go ahead and do all of that. All right, what was step 1? We need to go to our project in command prompt. So command prompt. Boop. So let's get the pathway. There we go. So copy the pathway out of there. And then I type in cd space paste. Boom. Now I'm there. Okay. So now my command prompt is giving commands just at this location. Okay. To your folder, for example. Yes. If the folder name has spaces, wrap it in quotes. Yeah, don't put spaces in your folder names. It just gets really annoying because then in command prompt, you have to add quotes. Don't do it. Turn the folder into a Git project. All right, so now we need to type in git init. Git init. Git is not recognized as an internal or external command. Ooh. That is interesting. Oh, you know what it is? I haven't installed Git on this computer. I have a different computer that I've been working on my project on. This. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and knock this out. So now we need to get Git. All right. Download for Windows right here. x64. All right. Well, wasn't planning on having to do this, but great. There we go. Oh, yes, I do. Git for Windows. Git bash. Add a Git bash profile to Windows terminal. Yeah, let's do that. Do not want to check daily for updates. That works. Let Git decide. Yep. 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 Boom. All right. Stick with the defaults when in doubt. So, if you're just joining us, we are learning how to code the wrong way. All right. Open a door there. My dog gets antsy when he can't, or when she can't say hi. Someone's watching. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. Got any questions, suggestions, questions, comments, concerns? All right. Review release notes. Nope. Don't need to. Launch Git bash. What happens when I do that? Oh, neat. Okay. Well, thing there. All right. So we've now installed that, which means we're still in our interesting. Git is not recognized an internal command. What have I done wrong? I'm following the instructions step by step. Install default options. Your Python ready to go. Yeah, okay. Step by step. I did all that part. I'm confused here. Turn the folder into a Git project. Type bash. I went here. Okay, let's close command prompt and see if that fixes things. So we're back here at our folder. Oops, let's get back in the frame. Sorry if I keep doesn't have that in frame. There we go. All right, so git init. Initialized an empty Git repository in that location. Cool. Next. Add your files to Git. So it made an empty repository. Now we're going to add our files to it. And notice there's a period stuck in there. So it's git add space period. Boom. Did it do it? It didn't say no. Weird. Next. Okay. Git commit -m initial commit. Author identity unknown. Please tell me who you are. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it's going to ask me a bunch of questions that are specific to things. That's weird. Give me just a second here. Unable to detect. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I remember this from last night. Okay, I think what this might be is oh yeah, there's the icon. Huh. I think I need to add information to this config file, but I'm not 100% sure how. All right, well, let's do troubleshooting. Okay, so run this global username, global email. Okay, all right, I see. Okay. So I'm not going to have that on screen while I do it, but I need to run git config. There we go. We're going to go with general buckles. Do I really need an email address? You can try. Git config. All right. So let's try this again. We need to get the pathway. copy back to here, cd space. That takes us, so now we're operating from that location. There we go. So what was our, where did we leave off before the whole config issue? I think we were doing git commit initial, right? Yeah. Git commit -m initial commit. Boom. 3 files changed, 173 insertions. That sounds rough. And then lists the 3 things there. Okay, boom. What's next? Now we've committed them. I guess we've packaged them, right? Right. That was the analogy, packaging them like something in UPS. And then gives us 2 files. So go back to the GitHub page you left open. You'll see a box titled, gives you 2 lines like this. Copy and paste those 2 lines into your terminal, one at a time. That doesn't give me 2 lines. It gives me this thing here. Okay, no, down here. Okay. So copy this line. Okay. Then we're copying this line. Okay. And then this line, push, which I believe is putting it in the mail. One can hope. Oops, nope. There we go. Okay. All right, so I signed in and it lists that it has uploaded everything, blah, 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 main branch. Everything is set to here. So let's go to my repositories. I now have 3. Total is the app we're working on. Boom, there they are. Success. All right, so literally the hardest part is done. What's next? So just a little further explanation. Now, if I continue, this is a key element to how this whole GitHub thing works. If you make changes, updates to your code, stuff like that here, once you're ready, you can package it again and send it to GitHub, and it will update everything here. And then, of course, you've got different versions. So if you do make some of those mistakes, you can roll back and then download an older version. I haven't tried that yet. I'm saying that without having tried that. So someone's going to hold that to me. Okay, so let's move on to phase 2, which is OpenAI's Codex. So you've entered Codex. Codex has all these different environments. Their environment section, I want to create a new environment. This environment is for our total app. So it's going to look, so it's already connected. Let me pull this out a little bit. There we go. As you can see here, it's connected to my GitHub account, and it can see repositories. So this is, let's look for a new one. Looking for, interesting. Access to GitHub codex, name, description. One thing that I'm not sure about with Codex is that how often does it refresh and reconnect to my my GitHub. Huh. It's seeing the one project I've connected to it, the Winston project. It's not seeing another one. Let's try again. Please address validation issues. Repositories required. Yeah, but I have other ones. Missing a repo, configure. Oh, this is annoying. Oh. I had it to only one repository. So that was a settings issue on the GitHub side. Interesting. So you would manage that from GitHub. Which ones can Codex see? Okay, so now I can see all of them, right? So there's our total. So now we're creating this environment. Description, our to-do app. Our to-do app. Agent internet access is off. Setup script automatic. Runs the install commands like that. That means secrets. What does secrets mean? That's weird. Environment variables. Container image universal. Sure. I don't know what that means. Just rolling with it. Create environment. All right, there we go. So this is so now we have this environment. Cool. Go back to Codex. So we're going to select. This is the project we're working on. What should we code next? How long have we been doing this? 50 minutes. It took us 50 minutes to get here where I wanted to be. C'est la vie. All right. So we were looking at that, our to-do app earlier. This is it in its current form. What do we want to do? How do we want to make it better? Well, one, we want to add that icon, right? And let's just make that one change. Should be pretty simple, right? What's the name of that file? That is the toto.ico. So all we're going to do is we're going to ask Codex to update code to utilize the provided icon toto.ico. All right, and we're just going to hit code. It's going to do a thing. There we go. Working on your task. Let's watch it work. This part's actually kind of cool. It shows you a log of what it's doing. So right now it's starting the container. Now, was that not a clear enough instruction to utilize? That's so vague. Utilizing the provided icon. Did I say where? Did I say in the header of the app? No, I didn't. It's exploring the files. Nothing to commit. Working tree clean. I don't know what that means. Executing Python. Running command. Cannot connect to proxy. Oh, it's a bunch of errors, it looks like. Oh no. Warning. Cannot connect to proxy. 403 forbidden. Ooh. No matching distribution found for Pi-QT6. This all looks very bad. But we'll see. 2 files changed, 3 insertions, rename icon, Toto. What? You renamed it? Why would it rename? Hey there. Welcome to our extremely haphazard little endeavor here. Remember, this is like 150 lines of code. This is the tiniest little app that it's working on, and it's taking this long to do it. I'm going to assume that means that it's being thorough. And our assumption, or at least my current assumption, is that the prompt given to it is not going to be clear enough. So if you're just joining us, we are learning to code like idiots by utilizing AI as much as possible. Here we go. And tonight we're exploring the use of something called Codex from OpenAI. It's a very high level, pro level kind of coding environment or AI agent that integrates with your GitHub. We've already started a GitHub repository for our little app here. Just give you an idea. This is the app that we're working on. It's a little to-do list that we made in Python using ChatGPT. And now we're just going to, now that we've uploaded it to GitHub and connected it to our codex, we're going to see how much we can improve this app using codex methodology, which is pretty interesting. So let's take a look here. All right. So it's changed a line here that is a new line 10, and then icon path, file name toto.ico, da, 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 da. Okay, so that appears to be the only changes it has made. All right. It made these changes. 3 lines. You can see here, 3 lines added, none deleted. That's what, oh, you can't see that. Shoot. Give me a second. So it'll tell you how many lines it's added and then how many lines it has deleted. In this case, we're not deleting anything. We're just adding 3 lines. Now, I could copy and paste those manually into the code. Now, this is on our computer. This is not in the cloud anywhere. This is me working on the app in VS Code here on my machine. But I could just copy these 3 lines and insert them. What I'm going to do instead is copy the git apply. And what this is an instruction that will insert these lines exactly where they need to go, format everything properly, and delete anything if something needed to be deleted if necessary. This prevents noobs who don't know what they're doing from making too many mistakes. So we've copied that. I'm going to go back to here. What we need to do is open something called, we don't have it here. We might need to install an extension for, I think it's Git Bash. All right. We are at an impasse. So what are we going to do? We are going to ask ChatGPT we want to know where to go. Where to go? How to use git apply in VS Code. I could Google this, but I'm just... Yeah. You must have Git installed on your machine. We have that. You should have Git open to a Git initialized folder. Sure, have that. Steps easy by view terminal or press open. Navigate to the Git repository root. Did that. Git apply name of your file patch. I feel like that wasn't, because we're here in the terminal. Oh, there's a... I just pasted that git apply. See, it's not unexpected token, missing expression. All these errors. Whoa. I don't know what any of that means. Jesus. Okay. Hold on. Here's what I know we can do. Boom. This is the Winston project where I do a lot of this Git applying stuff. There we go. Git bash, yeah. All right, let's look at my available extensions. Installed. I do? I do? Okay. Rainbow CSV. Run SQL queries. Do I have Python environment, debug, Python, PyLint? Yep, PyLint. You want that. Reviewing and managing Azure resources. Sorry. AI toolkit. Yeah. See, this is problematic for me because that was a good color. All right. Let's go back to problem solving this. Normally, I'd like to make this like really clean and simple for you, but why not have a troubleshooting exercise in here too, huh? Learn a little something about how it all works. Okay, so let's go back to these instructions. What did it say? All right, run git apply name of your file patch. What is this? Good. All right, opens a terminal window. Yeah. Navigate to my project. Let's close this terminal shell. Can you get out of the way, please? Thank you. I will be honest, not 100%. There it is, git bash. Haha! That's what I wanted. So, having installed Git, I don't know why it didn't. It wasn't already there, but now it's there. So when you go to this plus symbol, there's all these different kinds of terminals. JavaScript debug terminal. I needed the git bash one. That is where the git commands, like the one that we tried posting earlier, boom. It happened fast. It added those 3 lines from Codex right here to that. So now if we run our little app here, nothing happened. Our icon is not there. Where is our icon? Icon path, OS path, join dir name file, toto ICO. I really thought that was going to be like a really easy thing to start off with in terms of customization. But clearly it wasn't. Icon path, OS. That is unfortunate. So I think what I'm going to do is take it out. What could we do to troubleshoot this? Well, I do have other apps that use the icon file. Save. House Party 4. House Party 4 uses that, doesn't it? It does. Look at that. It has one of these icons on it. So let's just steal the methodology that it uses, because I think it's going to be pretty simple. Let's go to the top here. And we need to find the icon instructions somewhere. There it is. Self root icon bitmap boom. So that is under the instructions for the actual GUI. This is describing it, the geometry of it, the background color. It's giving you all the parameters of it. I think the problem is, though, this was using a different GUI. Yeah, this was using a different GUI system than the one I have there. Huh. Interesting. So that we use a whole different GUI system for the to-do list. There's one, this was made on something called K.I.T.T. It comes with Python when you download it. But then I decided to use something called K.I.T.T. It's another GUI. It's supposed to be more dynamic, but so far not so much. Task input, to-do app, widget, class, layout setup, box layout, add button. So the main layout, self layout, main layout, layout setup. So this is just describing the app itself. Layout setup, task input, scrollable area for the. Let's go with layouts. Let's take a risk. Let's take a risk. We're going to go back. We're going to steal that line of code from here. Self.root.icon bitmap. Steal that. Self.root. This could, but instead of the name of that file, it is toto.ico. Self.root, is that even, that's not even remotely, notice that's not listed anywhere on here. There's no other root commands. So I don't know how that's going to break it. Let's see. Control S for save. There are no red lines over this. This could be okay. Boom, here we go. It does not like that. See that? All right. Let's get rid of it. Save, run again. It does not like this. Self.icon bitmap. Let's compare it to what Codex was trying to do. import Q icon, set window icon, Q icon, icon path equals dir name file toto. Self set window. It was the right one. Window icon. Yeah. You know. All right. Let's try it the way it's supposed to. We git apply. Let's go back here. Let's delete the crap we put in, because that can only stand to hurt things. There we go. Add our, whoa. Something's freaking out down there. Oh, it's not happy. Q widget. Okay. So I feel like I broke something. This would be a good time to download the latest version of this and replace it with let's make sure, hold on, let's make sure we have the right things in there. We've got, there it is. Oh, the name of the file's wrong. It's icon toto. Well, that changes freaking everything. Look at that. It changed the name of it. That's absurd. I didn't even have the right name. All right, so let's just do it manually. All right. So we're going to do line 10 is going to get replaced here. Line 10. Or not replaced, but added. Okay. And then we're going to add 2 lines, 22 and 23. Right after super. There it is, super. And this is icon toto.ico. This is wrong. Why did you? Whoa. I can't tell if it's my keyboard or me that's making some of these mistakes. There we go. There she is. I don't know why the git apply didn't work, but boom. Okay. So we have made a change. We have made a change, and now we want to tell, we need, let's get instructions from our friend here. Okay. How to prepare updated code base in VS Code to commit and push to GitHub after I've made up. Okay. That was pretty clear. Make sure you're in Git repo. Sure. Yeah. Open VS Code. Make sure. Yeah. Okay, git init, git add. So it's basically kind of the same thing we did before. Open the source control icon in the sidebar. You'll see a change files. Hover over and click to stage or click changes to all. That's new. What are we talking about over here? Some kind of icon over here. I don't see that icon. Do you? It's like this weird DNA sequence icon. Click the source control icon in the sidebar. Testing, run and debug, source control. There we go. That is not the same. Okay, so commit. Enter a commit message. Updated icon commit. Okay. I've done that. Now what? Commit message. See, let's change file. Hover them, click the icon. Okay. Now I want to push. Oh, go away. This. See, there's clearly. Oh, I did that. What else? This isn't very clear what I'm supposed to be doing here. Stage all changes. Stage is not changed for commit. Changes to be committed. Modified to changes not staged for commit. Modified. Okay. Updated icon. Okay. It's not clear where I'm supposed to go next. I entered the message. Click plus next to changes to stage all. In the source code control tab, commit your message, get commit. Okay, your message here, get commit. Example, get commit. All right, so I did the commit. All right, so I see. Okay. Let's go back. I think I see. This is why it always yelled at me. Get push. Is that what's next? Yeah. It's mad. There's already a. I had started a commit, I think. The term git is not reconciled. Something's wrong. I think it's in the middle of this commit here, and I can't. This is why you need to learn what all this means. click on that? Something's just not clear about what I'm supposed to do next. I don't see message enter to commit on main. Oh, it's a message here. Okay, updated. Whoa. Nope, not doing that. I'm so confused. It's a good thing we broke it. Don't know what the graph is. Commit edit message. I've updated the icon. That's the message. How do I proceed from here? Do you want to save changes you made? Yes, save. That was literally it. Stupid icon in the corner. There is no stage. Stage is commit. Cancel. Okay. Stage changes. Channel 2 battery is low. What? How's the battery low? That's weird. I'm just going to keep typing commit. Changed icon. Save. Save. Updated icon. Changed icon. Initial commit. Cool. Now can I push? Nope. Crap. It pushed. I had to open the Git terminal. All right, so we're going to reload our code here. We're going to take a look at our code on GitHub. And look, it includes the icon language that has now been pushed to GitHub. It shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't be that hard. So, all right. No one's here watching, so I might as well carry on. That took for freaking ever, but let's move on to let's go back to Codex here. Okay. So we can now we're done this task. We've completed this task, so we should be able to, if I'm not mistaken, archive it. Can't archive it? Where's the archive button? Oh, archive. Boom. So again, we are back in Codex. We are working with the total app. What do we want to do? What's some ideas we have to make it better? Let's take a look at it. First off, Let's mark off a few items on the app or on our to-do list. Upload Toto project to GitHub. Done. Improve app using Codex. We're getting there. We have clear all. We have remove completed. That's a nice touch. Let's see. I wonder if there are other to-do lists that we could link to it, perhaps. We have to link it to email. That feels complicated. If I wanted to like email a to-do list to myself. Could make it more. Yeah. I could integrate it with. Yeah, I don't want to get into Apple APIs or anything like that. Because I do use the to-do list on my phone quite a bit, but not here. I'm so glad nobody's watching right now. You can just fast forward till I give a thumbs up. Let's see. We got to change the name. To-do list app. Let's change that right off the bat. We've got to be able to change that manually, right? There it is. Yeah. This app is called Total. Control save. Whoa, come back here. Run. Thank you. All right, there we go. Now we've successfully changed the name of the app to Total. We have enter new task. I can't link. I don't want to use any ChatGPT APIs. I can link this to ChatGPT. That doesn't seem like it'd be useful. Let's take a look at the to-do app I have on my phone and see its reminders. Oh, there we go. Deadlines. Let's add deadlines. Okay. So we want to add a deadline. An option to add due dates. With a pop-up notification. Okay. Let's do that. All right. So what are we're gonna do. Add a feature that allows you to assign a due date to any task. Should be able to assign a due date to optionally assign a due date to any task. Should be able to assign a due date while creating to do item or after it is created. Include a option for a pop up reminder that you can set to run between 1 to 24 hours before due date time. So let's clarify. So now we realize that we need to clarify due date / time to any task to be able to assign due date / time while creating a to-do item or after it's created. Include an option for a pop-up reminder that you can set to run between 1 to 24 hours before the due date time. I feel like that's clear enough. Go for it, Codex. So this is so heavy on being a software engineering agent, as I was saying way long time ago. Somebody's watching. Hey, say hi in the comments, please. It's getting lonely in here. It's so literal and has limited ability to kind of discern meaning from scenarios you feed it, that I've actually gone to ChatGPT, told it what I need from Codex, and I can give it concepts and scenarios and intent, like, you know, this sort of vague intention of what my outcome is, what I need from this code, and it will type a prompt specifically designed for Codex, its sister feature, so that to get what the most out of Codex. Like, it understands the limitations Codex has, which is kind of neat. So yeah, it is working on the task. Ooh, there we go. So this is Codex, just kind of, it's reading the current Python script. This could take a while. Include an option for a pop-up reminder that you can set to run between 1 to 20 hours before due date time. I don't know if you noticed, before I hit code, there's an option to ask. So I think, have I done that, maybe it would like clarify some things. We'll see. Ah, success. I saw the word success. That's always good. We saw fail last time we ran this. So who knows? If you're watching and you're interested in what we're doing right now, what we have been doing for the last hour and a half. Wow. Say hi in the comments. Let me know, and I can run you through a brief synopsis of what we're up to. But the short skinny of it all is, I know diddly squat about coding, and I'm teaching myself how to leverage available tools to kind of get some interesting results. This is all hobbyist related stuff. This isn't like I'm going to try and become a coder. I'm in my 40s. I mean, I guess I could change careers if I wanted to, but I don't know. It feels a bit late for that. But thanks for tuning in, whoever's there. We are using the OpenAI platform called Codex to write the code that we're going to need to update this app right here that we've been making in Python. It's a simple to-do list. But what Codex does is it writes the code, shows you where it needs to go, what code needs to be deleted, and then just gives you a command that you can paste into your code editor, and it will make all the edits. Just done. Which, as I say, it definitely sounds like cheating. And it is. It's absolutely cheating. I have no illusions that I am somehow smart because I am doing this. Success. Updated the following files. Cool. Are we done then? Executing Python. Checking Git status. Git status. Short. Toto 4. Okay. I'm gonna pretend like I know what any of this means. It's committing changes. It's good to know this doesn't have commitment issues. Sorry, I said that as if like I've previously referenced something or someone who has commitment issues. That's not the case. Jeez. We're running tests now? This is a pretty massive overhaul, so. Although I still only, it better not be the max line of, is that 150? Is it still, are we still at 150? No, we are, woo, 251 minimum. All right, so this whole section is being added, and those two are being deleted. Interesting. 117. Oh, can't see that. Let me. It's right here. There you go. You can see that. 117 added, deleting 10 lines. So all we got to do. Hopefully this works this time. So we're gonna go. We're gonna copy the git apply. Now let's read. Now it does give you some information here. Let's take a look at what it gives us here. It introduced. Now we asked it to. This is interesting. My keyboard just died. Why did it just die? It was plugged in. It's so weird. Okay. Good thing it's a touch screen. There we go. All right. And we asked it to add a feature that allows you to optionally assign a due date time to any task. Should be able to assign a due date time while creating the to-do item or after it's created, including an option to create a pop-up reminder if you want and set that to run anywhere from 1 to 24 hours before the due date time. It has introduced a task checkbox class that tracks an optional due date and reminder, updates its label accordingly, and schedules a pop-up reminder before the due date time using Q timer. Modified task creation to prompt for due date. Persisted due dates and reminder settings in the save load flow, and added a dialog for configuring the due date and reminder interval between 1 and 24 hours. It did exactly what we asked. All right, so like I said, we're going to copy the git apply. Interesting. Without my keyboard. Let's try this. Give me just a second here. plug the keyboard directly into the laptop. Come on. Jesus. Appears to have worked. Yeah, the battery's low, sure, but why? It was in the charging port this whole time. Anyway. All right, we have copied the git apply. Let's go to our code. We want to go to our bash. We want to error. Toto4.py does not match index. So it didn't change anything. Let's read about why. Git push enumerating objects, blah, blah, blah. Main. Top level. Toto4.py, background color, reminder spin value. Error. It does not match index. It's so confused. Let's close this. Let's run it just to be sure. Please enter a task. Okay, that's a nice little thing. Test. Yeah. So it didn't change anything. Let's go back to our bash. That's so weird. What is going on here? This should be error. Toto but does not match index. Okay. Where? Toto4.py is the index. I'm so confused. Welcome. If you're just joining, we are learning how to code like idiots. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up in the chat. We are going to ask from PLA core does not match index. So background color is oh, so it's stopping. It's stopping very abruptly early on in the code. Up here. Right there, the Q frame. Import Q timer. It's not even making it there. It's stopping. See it. It's why is my no? Git reverse parse, show top level, blah blah blah. A, B, import. So this is okay, that's not gonna work. From Python, the Q widgets, blah blah blah. From Python, import Qt of background color. That's not even in this code. What? I don't see anything about background color anywhere in here. That's so weird. Okay, so we're going to go back to ChatGPT. We are going to ask about, nope, nope. Okay. Trying to use git apply. With some codex made for me, getting this error in the bash terminal. Let's see what our buddy has to say. Trying to patch, but your working directory or staging index doesn't match up. Ooh. Am I just in the wrong? Okay, hold on. Am I still in the middle of a commit? Is that the problem? I don't think so. What are these two items here? Can I delete these? Cherry pick, create tag, open changes. What is this? Refresh. Auto. I feel like all this has been done. Changed icon. Is this getting in the way? No, it can't be. Let's go back here. Back here. Exit, exit, exit. Start from scratch. Power. Let's go get our git apply. No, we don't want to get the git apply. I know that isn't the case. Git bash. Python files. Total main. Yeah. All right. So that's where I'm supposed to be. Nope. We don't want to. Oh, that's definitely what we don't want to put in there. That was a mistake. Delete all that shit. All right. Git apply. Let's try it in the regular terminal. It's not going to work. Here's all the changes that I wanted to make. Nope, not working. So either I'm doing something wrong about git apply. All right. How do I git apply in VS Code? We've already asked this question once. I'm going to ask again because clearly I'm doing something wrong. I was doing it just fine before. Never mind. How do I use git apply from codex to VS Code? I have copied the git apply link from codex. Where to paste? Bash. Dir. So this is in terminal. See, it says bash here, and I think that confuses me. Do I use command PowerShell or bash terminal? Yeah. Well, I'm doing that, and it's still telling me that it's something's not. It's gonna be something stupid simple too. That's correct. Show index. Okay, so you're admitting that Toto4 is there. But you're saying that it doesn't match index. Does anyone know why that might be the case? Well, I have to figure this out. This is really killing me here. I cannot add this manually. That is insanity if I wanted to do that. But Toto4 exists, so I don't know why it thinks it doesn't. The only thing I can think of is that there's something wrong with this. Copy deleted line. No. Yeah, this is just showing the history of what was committed previously. Changed icon. This is cool. It shows me file, like the changed the history of that file. But why on earth is this not? Here, let's see. What do you got to say now, ChatGPT? Okay, let's obviously take out the stupid line that. Whoa. Clearly, todo4.py is in the directory. So why is it not matching index? Yes, you're absolutely right. It's in the directory, but this error, it's not about the file being missing. It's about the file not matching the expected state. Oh, this might be. So it doesn't patch me. It built this entire patch on an old version. This is killing me. So Codex built this whole thing. No, there it is. There's the icon. Made from a different version of the file. You've made local changes that are not. Oh, you're trying to. Oh, I know what it is. We changed the name. Oh, I know what it is. This is so stupid. We changed the name. Where is it? Where the hell is it? To-do list app. That's literally it. We changed this name right here. And just changing that. Oh, that's killer. Where is it? Where is it? Right frickin' there. Oh. All right, let's try it. It's too bad. It's too late. All right, so okay. So how? All right, so I've screwed up. Git checkout, git apply your div patch div. All right, so reset to match git's index. Git checkout da da da. Okay, so just git checkout. Oh, so that's all I got to do. Git checkout space todo .py. What? Oh, it's because I spelled it wrong. Git checkout todo4.py. Done. Now, oh, geez, it broke everything. That much red is bad. No name in module. That is nuts. Oh, all better. Oh, there she is. What are we in? 2 hours on the dot. We finally got it. Okay. Oh, that is killer. All right. Brainstorm new update to total. Add task. Ooh. Oh, it broke. Line 208 is open. Do dialog. Dialog box cancel. Attribute error. Type object. Has no attribute. Okay. And it just crashed the app. Interesting. So this is line. Let's go. Trace back. Most recent call last. All right. So line self open do dialog. Attribution error object dialog button box has no attribute. Okay. Interesting. So let's go line 208. Let's find line 208. Ooh, 208. Buttons. Dialog box. Okay. So it has no attribute. It's interesting. Buttons. Queue dialog button box. Okay, and cancel. So this is a problem. What's interesting is that it's a problem in execution. As we can see here, it's got the squigglies under it, but it's not a problem. Like pylint isn't picking it up. Pylint is basically spell check for coding. Let's find another button box that we can compare to that. Question, standard button, yes. Queue message box, standard button, yes. Interesting, these are red. I gotta understand what I have to learn what the color codes are for all these things. Button remove completed, remove button connect self remove completed. It's interesting. That question box, question self clear all, delete all task. Let's go back to 208. What's this? Why is there? What is this in between here? I don't know what this little blue line is here. What? Change lines. Well, yeah. Okay. So let's see what ChatGPT thinks before we ask Codex what it thinks. Okay, so got this error when I tried to use a new feature that Codex implemented. And I misspelled implemented. Ah, classic. You're hitting this error. Type object has no attribution. Okay, because Pylon has a lot of enums. blank removed into separate enums, so you can't access them same way you did. And I never used PyQt5, but okay. Okay. Works in PyQt5 because enums are flattened. Okay, thanks for explaining how to fix it. Here we go. All right, so it wants me to change this. I mean, if you want to shorten future references, you can import the enum directly. Let's try your fix first. So you want me to change, wait, what am I I'm just changing that one line, right? Nothing can go wrong here. Yeah. Ooh, syntax error. Something was never closed. Boom, closed it. Okay, here we are. So we have now make this app better, upload to improve app using codex test. All right, so what were we gonna do? We're gonna brainstorm more improvements by codex. Wow. Okay, so ChatGPT fixed what codex. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so we're going to set this. What happens if I click here? Okay, I'm enabling the due date. It gives me a whole calendar. Okay, what's today's date? This is August 7th. So we want to, by Sunday, at, can I pick a time? No. So I have to type in the time. Oh, I'll live. So let's go 1:13 p.m. and I want a reminder 2 hours before. Here's the problem. This app has to be open for this reminder to kick in. Okay. Ooh, it crashed. Attribution error. Object Qt has no attribute ISO date. Nice. Cool. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay, your fix worked. Now I got this error after trying to save the date, time, due date for that task. What the? Singular attribute. You're on a roll, hitting another PyQ specific change. PyQt6. Instead of you need Qt date format ISO date, update this line. Do becomes do. All right. Okay. So I've copied that. So now we need to go find, this is handy. It tells me which line. So it's this one here. Line 167. Let's go find 167. There it is. That doesn't look right. All right, it looks right. Okay, here we go. 167. Let's change. Parsing failed. Invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot a comma. Yeah, let's do comma. Let's try this again. Oh, it's getting nutty. All right. Okay, brainstorm updates for codex to perform. Add task, due date. We want to do it. We're enabling the due date. We want to do, today's the 7th, so we want to do the 10th at PM 0118, reminder 1 hour before. Oh, it worked. There we go. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Okay. Well, if you stuck around that long, you should be impressed. Hey, welcome. We're 2 hours in and we finally added due dates to our to-do list app. So that was fun. Let's see here. I definitely need to like save the commit instructions. That one is important because what I want to do is go back and change the damn name of the app. And that's what kind of screwed us. There it is. There it is. Set window icon, to-do list app. This app is called Total. All right. Save. Let's run that again. We can't because it's already running. So we'll keep an eye on this name right there. Exit. Ooh. Failed to load tasks. Type object QT has no attribute ISO date. Whoa. Say that again. Failed to load that. Object QT has no attribute ISO date. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Object QT has no attribute ISO date. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Where am I going to find that? That's Q push button. Object QT. You know how many times QT probably pops up in this code? Oh, 12. QT alignment, QT timer, QT GUI. Yeah. import Qt. Qt has no attribute ISO date. So where would I add the attribute ISO date? Can I copy this? Please tell me I can copy this. I cannot. Type object Qt. Okay. That worked, kind of. When I close and open the app, I get a pop-up warning. Task failed to load. Object Qt has no attribute ISO date. All right, what do you got to say now? Excellent follow. You're halfway. Jesus. Example of the likely offending line in load tasks. Something like due date, Qt time, fix the line to this, due date, from string task data do Qt format ISO date. So is everything else the same? From string, task data. So all I'm literally changing is that last bit, right? It appears those are the two sections I have to, everything else looks the same. Date time, dot from string, task data, brackets. Okay. So it's just that. So we have to find that line if it even exists, because this doesn't know the code the way we do. Okay. So we're looking for due date equals Q time. Can we stop that? There we go. So due date. Let's just look for that. Due date. No results. This is going to take a while. Text, due, string, cool. Due reminder. It's going to be for the loading, right? Because this is a loading. Schedule reminder. Qt time, X2. Qt timer. Task reminder. Notify. That's 17 of 43. Hey, welcome. Sorry, this used to be really exciting. Now we're just running into problems left and right, and they're stupid little problems. I would have ended the stream a while ago, but I might as well keep going and try and get task checkbox. Let's try load. Let's look for load. 7. Here we got 7 instances of load. That's easier. To do app widget. Load styles. Load save tasks. Here we go. Create remove completed, clear tasks, save tasks, load tasks. Boom. Here we go. Fail to load tasks. Q dialog, due date, Q time edit, Q date time, current date time, due date. That doesn't look right. Get item due, QT ISO date, boom. Holy crap, there it is. Is that right? Due date equals Q date time from string QT ISO date. Yeah. Oh my God, that's almost identical. If time get due, else none. So QT ISO date. So I need to change that to QDate format dot ISO date. Okay, see if it works. So that just needs to be changed to that. And hopefully that goes away. Oh my God, it loaded. Oh, it loaded. Okay, it loaded. Brainstorm updates. It's not marked complete. Don't mark it complete. Okay. Here's what's interesting. The marking complete option. Am I still going to get a reminder? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Okay. So let's go to here. Let's checkbox. These changes, key to dialog, open dialog box, to-do list app, stage changes. All right, so let's go back. Save. Oh, this index is open editors. Boom. I don't know what that is. Open changes, split editor, run or debug, more actions. Stage changes. Cool. Okay. Stage changes. Now this should be done. All the changes I've done here. Let's make sure the name, there it is. The name is changed. Boom. All right, we're going to commit. Here's where I ran into a problem. Commit message. Oh my God, I'm going to do it again. All right. So we're here. So we're going to do git apply VS Code. Nope. There we go. Back and all this crap. There we go. Nope. Where's all this crap? All right. Want to commit and push to GitHub. Instructions, please. I'd asked this before. I need to have like a cheat sheet for this. Yeah, I got all that. I'm there. Get in it. No. Here we go. No. Where's the git commit? Git commit. Getting impatient because I want to go to bed. There we go. There we go. Git. Whoa, hello. What's going on here? Git commit. Update name and add reminder features. Okay. Git push. Literally that easy. All right. Let's check our hub. Code to do 273 lines. It's got an update. Yep, there we go. 2 hours, 30 minutes. I'm not mad because I am happy with what we've come up with. Change the name, got the custom icon there. Added the date time feature. I didn't even ask it to make it adjustable to be this wide, but there we go. So that was fun. Thanks for tuning in.